Happy Monday. I'm back live and in person. Welcome. Let me switch over so I can see comments. Hello. I'm starting a little early. I know I said 11:30, but then I got anxious because normally we're on at 11. I was trying to make some space or whatever, but then so funny because I got all the stuff done that I needed to get done this morning. And I was like, I'm gonna come hang out. So I'm here. So if you are it says can't post okay, let's learn why can they not post comments. Oh goodness. We're gonna just do some technology since we're a lot early. I'll just make sure. Let's see. That one's public. Yay. Let's see. Right? Public. Yep. So let's see, is the one that is supposed to be super public, which is my business page on the Facebooks, which by the by, I'm so done with Facebook, y'all. I haven't really been on there. I mean, I've posted some things, but I have not been on there. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I'm not super loving the Facebook. Oh, this says it's public, so yes. And let's go over to YouTube where I do like to hang out and see. I should turn this light on. Excuse me while I hop up and do that. There. That way I don't totally feel like I'm sitting in the dark. Okay, let's see. My channel. My channel is me. La la la. Okay, it says that I'm live and it should be public there. So if you can see me, hear me, all the things, say hello. Let's see. What does it say? Chat platforms port. Facebook. Oh, post, read. I don't know what that even means. Anyways, I will check this later because this is boring if you're trying to, I'm over here trying to figure out my stuff. Hello. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This week, this is our weekly energy report and oracle reading for the collective. So if you need a personal reading, I am in the midst of shifting how I support you guys in private session. So once I have that down, probably next week, because I'm going to be drafting those sessions. What you're gonna see is prosperity pep talk sessions, which and then also clarity conversations. So these are all going to be around kind of because the spiritual journey is all about manifesting, because if you're awake and breathing, you're manifesting. It's not, oh, I need $200, I'm gonna go manifest that. You're always manifesting. That's kind of the thing. So I'm kind of remolding, since that's my jam, teaching spiritual hearted but analytically brained woo-woos like you how to manifest your dreams into this life from a spiritual, practical, and no glitter covered BS kind of methodology. So since I'm doing that, I'm changing up a lot of things. Like right now, I'm super excited. This is, I think today and tomorrow, the last day for those of you who are still kind of on the fence about manifesting mentorship to get your stuff in. So no more curiosity calls are available for that at the moment. So that's going to start February 2nd. February 1st, I think, is the first person in's session. So I'm excited to start that. The next one will open, I want to say March. I'm going to start inviting folks to the Reconnect, Align, and Manifest workshop. That is the launch to get into the manifesting mentorship. So that'll be in March. I'll be posting that soon, just to give everybody a heads up. And then the second phase, or the second round of manifesting mentorship, will start in, I believe, April or May. I have to look at the calendar, but we're going to start talking about it in March. But I'm so excited. I got some folks in there that I'm so excited to start working with this week, and we're going to get everybody manifesting. We're going to do the up level of Ask, Believe, Receive 2.0, because it's not like Santa is going to bring you your shit, peeps. You got to do the things. So that's what the mentorship's about. The next thing I'm going to launch, and if you need one now before we start talking about it, but these are going to be not as deep divey, much more kind of like, you guys are, it's intuitive coaching. So there is that element of intuition, reading plus coaching around prosperity, like say I had a friend of mine, she phrased it so perfectly. She said, I used to be a manifesting mofo and now I lost my manifesting mojo. I need help. And so based upon that kind of thought process, I've created sessions that are specifically targeted to re-engage you in your prosperity mindset. And then the other session that I've noticed from hearing from folks like you that are needed are clarity conversations. So in the past several weeks, especially with these retrogrades going on, which we'll get into in a minute, um, there has been this lack of clarity or second guessing around what am I supposed to be doing? What do I value? And that's going to be this whole year basically around, if you look at the numerology, the astrology, all the things. It's a lot about not so much confusion, but what do I value? Really, like for the next several years, it's going to be very much like who am I and what do I want? And how do I implement that? So that's where the clarity conversations are going to come in. So once I have, because it's just me doing all this, so I got to draft all the thingies and do all the thingies. So once I have those, we will be sharing those out to you guys. But if in the meantime, because I'm still kind of drafting and having it's like I got to create the things and then I got to put them on the website and find the pictures and all the stuff you do, because I have not hired a virtual assistant yet because I want to make sure I know what I'm doing before I hire somebody else. But that's also in the cards, so FYI. Anyways, but all that stuff is coming. But if in the meanwhile you need some support, like in a one-off, like either with that idea of prosperity pep talk or a clarity conversation, just send me an email or go and send me a Facebook message or message me on here. And we will get you set up and that I will take care of you. We will make sure. It might be a minute because I'm doing the mentorship and those people have their spots, but when I do have those openings, I want to make sure those of you that need that support get it. So that said, let's do this. Hello, good morning to everyone. Janet and Shauna, hello, hello, hello. I am so great. And I would love to pronounce your first name. Is it Leah? Janet McLeod, is that you? I would love to know how to say that name. It looks so beautiful. I love that name. Anyways, hello, Shauna Boss. How are you? I've been following your posts and you are awesome. Love you, girlfriend. So anyways, Wulea. That is so gorgeous. I love that name. I'm sure it has a gorgeous meaning too. I think how beautiful. I don't want to get caught up in I could probably talk about names and meanings all day long because I love that kind of stuff. But anyways, let's get started because I've been yammering already. If you are here live and you're joining live, go ahead and, you can chat over here if you're on YouTube. And then if you are live or in the replay on YouTube, down here is where your comments will go. And if you're on Facebook, down here is where your comments will go. If you're looking for the link to the mini free manifesting course, it is up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube, and also there's something else there's a link to down there, and I forget what. It might be my book, which is on Amazon. Anyways, this week is a huge week, you guys. Oh my God. So we have been this is just dredging through tar for the last, 2 years? And this week, Venus has already gone direct. We got a new moon in Aquarius coming, I think tomorrow night. I think it's like in the middle of the night going from one day to the other, depending on where you live. And then Mercury goes direct, I want to say on Wednesday. Now, before we start dancing a jig about all of that, I do want to remind that we will be in shadow until March for this kind of stuff. So don't be surprised if you see things kind of revisit. It will not be as cloudy, but it might revisit. So understand that these are not things that'll knock you over. These are things that are here to remind you of the opportunity to review, renovate, refocus, and make sure that you're kind of going in the direction you want. Now, here's the other thing. You may not be clear on that direction, and that's okay. You might just get the feeling I got to go. So the thing is, for the last couple of years, we've been going through all of this drudgery, right? It is, and I'm opening up my notes because I wrote a bunch of stuff this morning that I just kind of downloaded, and we're going to head into nerd territory. So just bear with me if you're not a nerd. I'm a huge nerd. If you're new here, oh, let me introduce myself. If you are new here, I'm Soul Coach Michele. I'm your friendly neighborhood super woo who has a little bit of a sniffle today. And you are manifesting coach. So I teach law of attraction and I do it from an intuitive perspective. So I'm spiritual, practical, and no glitter covered bullshit. Shauna can speak to that for sure. um, but I feel like the last the last 2 years especially have been like start to stop. But then the first 2 weeks of January, we were like, okay, I'm good. I got my ideas. Let's go. We can do this. And then the third week of January hit where all the retrogrades kind of got all crazy. And we were like, I don't know what happened. I was so good. And now I'm just a mess. And it's because instead of like, and trust me, if you go back and read some of the newsletters about like, and my friend loved how I referred to when I almost blew up the Instapot because I was not grounded enough as the Instapot incidents. I sound like I'm on Ancient Aliens or something. Excuse me. But anyways, let me take a sip. Lots of flowing because I'm so excited. There's so much good stuff this week. So what all this means as we move into this kind of everybody going direct and moving forward is like all hands on deck. It doesn't matter if you know where you're supposed to go or you are clear on where you're going, you're going to be moving. So you're going to have to move ahead. So whether you like it or not, come, I'd say March, things are going to get busy. Now, if you can use this time to really kind of sit down, and that's what's so great about retrogrades, is to plan around the energy of the retrograde. So planning with Venus, that's why we did the Reconnect, Align, Manifest workshop in January, to kind of really reconnect with the soul. And I highly encourage you to do this kind of work for yourself. Reconnect with who you are and what you want. And then, and what you believe. And then from there, make your what you want, which is what we're doing this week because of the new moon. So that said, you know, we're being invited. The new moon, as everything kind of moves into retrograde and kind of releases, the new moon is an invitation to the next journey. Okay. So what happens is this past couple of years and into these deep retrogrades, they've been really deep in the unconscious. And the thing is that they've revealed a lot of crap and it's time to just let that go. Lots of releasing. I don't know about you, but there's been tears and laughing and noise and movement. And if you can release it, just keep doing it. Okay. Keep releasing, keep processing. It's all good. Now, here's the thing. Here's the difference between the last 2 years and now, the energy. I'm going to use this as a Star Wars reference. So much like we got Luke running into the cave, right? In Empire Strikes Back. And he looks at Yoda and he's like, Master Yoda, what's up in there? And he's like, and Yoda's like, only what you take with you. And then Luke goes in there and like, he's like, oh shit, it's Vader. And like, they have a big old sword fight or a lightsaber fight. And then he chops his head off. And all of a sudden his head explodes. And Luke's like, oh my God, it's me. But then all of a sudden, he's like, oh my God, my peeps is in trouble. I got to go. And Yoda's like, dude, you ain't finished your training. You're not going to be good to nobody. And he's like, well, I can't wait. I got to go. I got to save my peeps. So off he goes. And like Ben, Ghost of Obi-Wan and Yoda show up and they're having a combo as Luke's flying off to, in his mind, save everybody, even though he don't know what the hell he's doing. And they have like this Princess Bride moment where like, you remember like where Mad Max, brings Wesley back to life in that movie. They have like that moment and they're sending him off and like, it's like, well, have fun storming the castle. And the one looks at the other and goes, you think they'll be okay? Or you think it'll work? And the other one's like, it'll only take a miracle. That's kind of like the moment that Ben and Yoda have as they're waving bye-bye to Luke. And off he goes. Now, that was kind of our 2020 to midpoint 2021, where we're like, I'm only half ready, but I'm going to try and go anyways. And off you go. And let's see. What happens then? So Luke runs off, and the way Empire ends is one of his friends is like imprisoned in carbonite and sold to Jabba the Hutt, who's a big giant slug in a nest. It's just nasty. And then he gets his hand cut off. So like he's a hot mess. And so what happens between Empire and Return of the Jedi? Luke goes back and like handles his shit. He gets his hand fixed. He gets a robot hand and he gets his hand fixed. And then he kind of tries and he goes and he completes his training. That was the second half of 2020 because we kind of like, we tried to go off and save our peeps and do all the things because we're like 2021, it'll make it all better. And then we didn't really make it all better. We just kind of like, we're going off half cocked and ended up with like all kinds of crazy stuff. But now we're going to look at it and say, you know what? I'm going to forgive myself. I'm not going to have shame, blame, or guilt about any of this. I'm going to fix all this and I'm going to move ahead. That's the return. We are in Return of the Jedi mode. That is the journey we're going to take, which is I'm going to go fix this. Then I'm going to go handle things. So that's kind of the fix. I'm going to go fix this was the invitation for this month. The invitation actually started in December with the Venus retrograde. Like, who am I? What do I want? And what am I going to go after? I'm going to get my booty trained up. Then I'm going to get my peeps circled up, and then we're going to go rescue Han, and we're going to get rid of Jabba, and we're going to like move into like what we're going to do later and deal with the bigger issues. So at this point, if we were in the story, we'd be like, okay, we handled Jabba and we moving on to the next phase. We got all our peeps back together and we're good. So we're going to go. So from that whole thing, it's time, like if you're going to look at it from hero's journey perspective, is we circling up our peeps. We've chosen already to hop over that Rubicon into the land of the mystic. Because, I mean, we've been hanging out there anyways. And we're kind of circling up our peeps now. You might notice you got new peeps. Other peeps may have gone by the wayside because of all the shifting that has happened over the course of the last 2 years. And now you're looking at your peeps. And after this retrograde, which was speeding up that entire process, you're going to be like, these are really the peeps that are in my corner. These are the people. I'm in their corner. They're in my corner. We don't have agendas, and except for a rising tide lifts all boats. That is the only agenda we have, and that's what we're working with. And as we move forward in our spiritual journey, we start looking what are we going to manifest for ourselves to lift ourselves up and to really put everybody on that path for working towards highest good. These are the peeps that you're surrounding. So you're kind of circling, you've kind of gotten to that. In fact, a friend of mine made a post just today that was like, I miss my people. And I'm like, yes, that is where we're at. We're circling up. We might find some Ewoks we want to hang out with and all that kind of thing. So all that said, the cool thing is, though, this journey, this kind of going around the circle, is not from a place of inexperience or not knowing what's going to happen or any of this business. This time around, you have wisdom because you've done your processing. You have experience because you've been here a while. And you're excited. That's new because the last 2 years we've been like, God, I got to do so. It's almost like I've got to do something. And there's just been this arduous feeling. Whereas this time, as we exit these retrogrades, everybody's going forward. We hit the new moon and we start thinking about this invitation and saying to ourselves, okay, I'm ready to go. And the questions that I'm going to invite you that are part of the invitation, the questions I want you to start thinking about this week, and these will be in the newsletter. So if you're not already in the newsletter, go ahead and sign up for that. That link is either Facebook down here, YouTube up here, that you can get the replay of this directly, and you'll also get your journal questions. Now, here's the invitation that this particular new moon, especially where it's placed and what's going on, is inviting you to. And what that is really kind of writing out. You've been thinking for 2 years what you want, and now the clarity comes, and I want you to write them down. Don't type them on a computer. I hate that. All you people that type on the computer. I love me the computer. I got like 3 screens right here. I'm all good with it. But when it comes to putting your desires, put them in a permanent place. Write them on a piece of paper. Put them in your journal. Okay. And then what do you want? And why do you want it? What will it do for you? Get really clear on that. Go internal, have that invitation to the conversation with self. And then what do you need to be to have those? Like, who do you need to be? What version of you has that? And who is that? What are they doing? How do they feel? What are they experiencing? Who is the vibration that I need to be to attract these things? Okay, that's your journal stuff. So let's pull some cards while we're, I'm trying to be really good. That's why I'm talking really fast. I'm trying to be really good and keep this to like 30 minutes. So basically, after all that, because that was a whole hell of a lot, what we're going to ask Spirit, we pull some oracle cards today. is what do we need to know to lean in to that invitation? I think that's the important question. What do we need to know so that we can lean in to that invitation? Because that's a loving thing. It's going to take some courage. Remember, courage is I'm scared of that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I know the only reason I'm scared is because my itty bitty shitty committee is like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, hush. So let's see. Let's pull these cards. Let's get to some. Oh, by the way, we need grounding, y'all. That's another biggie. You got to ground. So put your feet on the floor, rub them on the floor. Yep. Go eat some chocolate. Lots of grounding this week. Okay, where are we here? Okay, what do we need? What's our medicine for this? No, here. This one. Ooh. Ha ha ha, I love it. And then this is the helper. Can't make this shit up. Yes. So here's the cool thing. So we have, and I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. We have Panther Spirit, but it's upside down, and it's a 44. Woo! So listen, Panther. Look at that. Look at that gorgeous kitty cat right there. But she's powerful as hell. Okay? And she was upside down. So what this means is when we're upside down, it's not bad. If you're new to my readings, not bad. Upside down just means I didn't know that. I forgot I knew that. Or, oh my God, I know that, but oh, that's scary as hell. And I'm not quite sure I want to. But I'm going to invite you anyways. Okay? So Panther Spirit is talking about reclaiming your power. I mean, how much more clear can Spirit make the invitation? Because that's really what those invitations are about. When you start talking about what you want, why you want them, who do I need to be that? Am I willing to make that change within myself? Y'all, girl, that is reclaiming your power. Stand in your solar plexus. Let's get this show on the road and become the Wonder Woman, the Captain Marvel, all those empowered, self-possessed people. Come on and reclaim that power. But because we went through this shit of the last 2 years, we're not doing it from that place of like, I'm going to come and beat everybody out of the way. We're doing it from the place of empowerment, compassionate empowerment. So remember, it's not about beating and claiming and like being a warrior. What we're doing is we're stepping into our own and reclaiming our empowerment by understanding that we are extensions of source energy. We deserve this. We are worthy of it. We have done all this work for a reason. And you're going to reclaim your power and you're going to step into who that is the person who has the stuff that you want. So that's what this is all about. And it's reminding you, it ain't easy. It ain't like, oh, I'm just going to skip into reclaiming my power. No, there's a reason you haven't been doing it. It's usually because we're scared. What will people think? What will I think? Who do I need to be? And understanding that you don't need to be a total, witch, or I guess I shouldn't use that word, a total meanie, or a wicked witch, to reclaim your power. You can be the good witch. You can be Glinda. I mean, she was very compassionately assertive. She was like, I'm going to give you a choice. You can either go or somebody might drop a house on you, but that's all up to you, girl. So understand that if you can step into reclaiming your power from a compassionate perspective, that's where you're going. That is the wisdom that comes with the last 2 years that we're going to take on this new journey with us. That's your main medicine right there. Reclaim that power from right in that solar plexus area. Okay, remember who you really are. You're a divine child of the universe. That's some serious spiritual badassery. So claim that shit and bring it on. Okay, now here's the fun thing. Remember when I was talking about how you're not entering this journey from a place of inexperience. So we have Elephant Spirit. Aren't they just gorgeous? I love it. They're so just, Elephant is also Ganesha, which is the destroyer and the rebuilder, and giving guidance. And so understanding that we're coming to a place of literally commencement, the start and the end, or the end and the start of what we're doing in our journey. It is the stepping out on that new place. And Elephant Spirit brings the message of learn from the past. So when I talk about in the me running through that bunch of energy information that I just shared, when we were talking about um, entering the journey with wisdom and experience and excitement. That's what elephant spirit is saying. That's going to help you carry out this whole reclaiming your power experience. So if you can stick into that, like whenever fear or anger or frustration or any kind of irritation pops up, remember you have been there before and you've gleaned wisdom. This is not your first rodeo, my darlings. You're like the experienced person. It's not like, when they say, well, I this ain't my first trip around the block. Girl, you own the block. Just remember who you are. Remember what your wisdom is, okay? And then lastly, slow and steady wins the race. So it's funny because my word for this year is slow down, which I know a lot of people are always like, but I got to get stuff done because it's always been programmed into us work, 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 work. But like, if you have not noticed the energy going around, at least in the US, where people are just like, my life is more important to me than working 7,000 hours for nothing. So, and like my family's important. And so this is back to the whole value question of really remembering that multitasking doesn't get the job done. It just is busy. It's not productive because you're going to take the same amount of time to do all the things. It's just you're going to have a choice. If I multitask, I'm probably going to be stressed and out of alignment at the end of it. But if you do one thing at a time and you make a to-do list and you understand that the word priority means, if you look it up, one thing, you can't have priorities. There is no such thing as plural. And yeah, there might be a word in the dictionary that makes it plural, but it's bullshit. Okay? You can have one thing. You could have your list of things to do and then sort them by which one is most important. And then the top line item is your priority in that moment until you check it off. But that's how you're going to have to move forward, is to understand that, yes, this is a big deal that you're doing. This is a big journey that you're going on. And no, it ain't going to happen by next Tuesday. But but the thing is, it will happen if you move at a pace that's comfortable for you. Because when you move at a pace that is comfortable for you, you actually can glean that, like you continue to sweep up and suck up all that juicy wisdom. If you're just GSDing or getting shit done, it doesn't come with any sort, it's empty. There's no like juiciness to it. It's just, okay, get it off the plate, get it off the plate. You're like eating McDonald's instead of like the juiciest steak ever made with a baked potato and all the butter that has like that you can eat with cheese and bacon and all the things. And instead you're opting for like the quarter pounder with cheese and all of it's fake. So if you slow down and savor what's going on as you reclaim the power that is yours, and you stand in that and you speak truth to your power, the fact is that bringing all of your experience forward and bringing everything in a way that's comfortable and at a pace that's comfortable and making sure, because see, here's the other thing I discovered, because I used to be a total GSDer, And the thing is that what I discovered, and the reason why my word is probably slow down, is because there's this emptiness in the fast pace. You're just getting shit done to get shit done. You're not doing it to expand your horizon. You're not doing it to expand your heart energy. You're not doing it for your highest good. But if you can slow it down and do slow and steady wins the race, then what happens is you have more aha moments because you're taking time to savor every single bite. You're taking time to savor every single moment. You're taking time to know what it is that you really want. And as you choose these things, because you might make your list today or under new moon tomorrow and go through the whole exercise and say to yourself at the end, okay, that's great. But by maybe a week from now, because you start stepping into that slow and steady, you start realizing, oh, I got to tweak this a little bit. I got to be more in alignment with my energy so I'm in awareness. I got to start doing stuff that's going to make sure that I stay in awareness. Okay? So understanding that our story for this whole thing, and again, if you want like the replay for this, it's going to be right here, but the newsletter will come with the stuff in writing and a bigger message. But at the end of the day, the main medicine for this week to step into that hero's journey as you move forward is it's time to reclaim your power. It doesn't matter if you're afraid. Have courage. It's there for you. You just have to see it. And the support of that is, remember, you've been down this road before and you're still here. Nobody's going to eat you. You know what you need to do, and you've renovated your thought process, and you're taking wisdom into this. You're not going on this journey with blinders on, okay? And then lastly, give yourself a good pace. Nobody wins a marathon running at full speed. So give yourself a good pace as you move through things and allow yourself to see the scenery. It's like Ferris Bueller. You don't slow down every once in a while, you're going to miss things, okay? So that's our message for this week. I hope you enjoy. I hope it supports you. Again, I love you so much. Thank you for joining me today. We had so many people. I'm so glad that you guys were here. Good morning. Good morning. I hope this helped you and this set you on a good weekly path for this week. Your email will be coming tomorrow if you're on the email list. And welcome to all the folks in the Manifesting Mentorship. I look forward to us starting this week, and I am excited to see you one-on-one and doing your journey. So yay, this is going to help us. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm already 1.5 minutes over my 30 minutes goal, but just go ahead and make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, head over to YouTube and find Soul Coach Studio TV or my channel, and make sure you subscribe so that we can keep the message going. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a great week. Until next time, I'll see you in the Vortex. I love you so much, and I love you. That's it. Have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.